Okay, as promised last week, we are going to do hurry again and the traditional way this time. I kind of did my own thing last time and I want to show you the traditional way to do this tangle. You're welcome to do it either way. I'm all about making practices your practice and doing what works for you, but I also am all about building a foundation and I want to teach you the way that is traditionally done. So, welcome to another Bijou. Pause and set your intention, get your supplies. We will start with our corner dots so we can create a border. So, not worrying too terribly much if your lines are straight or anything like that. You can draw them any which way. This is a tangle where we're just tangling inside this border without the lines themselves on the outside being anything other than a structure to hang on to. So switching to my O1, we are going to draw Halaba-esque, or actually this is a Halaba line, where we're going to draw it narrow, close to each other. And then I'm going to turn my tile. So we're doing like a T or a cross. Picking up my pen so that we're drawing behind the first two lines that we drew. And then I'm going to turn my tile and we're going to make an X. Now our cross looks like an X. So we're just doing these two sets of lines. They don't have to meet exactly. In the corner, I mean. It's okay if they're... Mine are a little bit crooked, a little bit wider on one end. Some days are just like that for me. Setting any intentions. It's funny, the tangle is hurry, and I just keep hearing, slow down, take it slow. So we're going to go around the tile. First, I'm going to aura the first set of lines that we drew. I know that because they're on top. They're on top of every other line that we've drawn. So I'm going to go on both sides of that set. I'm going to turn my tile and do both sides of the next one. And then we're going to do the same thing with the X that we drew. Oraing on both sides. And this is how we're going to go around this tile. We're just going to keep going until we fill the space with these lines that are auraing where we started. So now I'm back to the beginning, right? This is my top line. I can always tell that because it goes all the way across. Nothing's behind it. And I'm going to aura again. Turn my tile. Do the next one of the T. I'm calling it the T and the cross. I mean, obviously when you spin the tile, it changes. But corner to corner versus the long edges, I guess is how I'm seeing it. This is a lovely tangle to have music playing in the background. I mean, I suppose they all are. But I'm just feeling like, oh, I wish I would have or could play music. I can't really play music when I'm teaching like this. But to have a candle lit, have a cup of tea, have some music, or maybe some incense if that's your thing. Just moving your way around the tile. One stroke at a time, as they say in Zentangle. We're just drawing one line at a time. Tangles like this, where you don't really have to think too terribly much, I find myself, when I'm using official supplies, which is often, enjoying the feel of the pen on the paper and being mindful of how hard am I pressing my pen today? Am I being gentle and soft, or am I being a little more aggressive? Like how am I showing up in my pen lines today? And noticing how I'm sitting for my body, how I'm gripping my pen. Is it tight? Is it loose? So there's just layers of intention that I guess I'm adding today, because this tangle is one that you don't really have to think, no matter which way you draw it. If you draw it the way we did it last week, or if you do it this way, it works itself out. So it's kind of lovely. All right, I feel like I'm kind of out of room. I have some more down here, so I'll keep going a little bit, but there's not a lot left to do. That's done. Just kind of add a little bit. Turn my tile and just fill in these spaces. This is where I just kind of want to even things out so that there's not big open spaces. And then put my chop on. I'm going to do it on the outside of things today. And I'm going to Bijou it. Bijou. My initials, the date, the tangle, hurry, the second way, the quote-unquote real way, and then anything else you want to add for your intention. I will actually shade this one. I didn't shade last week other than the outside. We can play with that first line that we drew if we want. Draw over and under it. Or draw around it, I guess is what I mean, to outline it, to aura it with graphite. And then we can do that same thing with the second line if we wish. And the other ones. And one more. The other thing you could do is kind of wiggle around these, where these points come together. You could kind of put some shading along those. You could kind of just use the graphite left on your pencil and draw a line there. You don't have to do that, but it can be another way just to add a layer of dimension. And the shading always looks a little different on camera than it does in person. That's probably closer. And that is the tangle called Hurry. That's this week. This is last week. Oh, I didn't smudge the edges. I did feel like I was forgetting something. That was it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoy these quick little mono-tangle lessons, and I hope they bring you some time for yourself and some ease and maybe a pocket of peace in your day. Thanks so much. Bye.